NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the Las Vegas Raiders taking on the Philadelphia Eagles. Two men ready to do battle. It's time to dance. And off we go from Lincoln Financial Field. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, caught at the 21. At their own 21-yard line. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. Excellent job pushing through tacklers that time to pick up 6. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and try to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
Hurts. Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And he'll be tackled right on the chalk of the 45. A big pickup there for the Eagles, first down, 18 yards. That's good.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. The Eagles sit 7-6, a game over 500 on the year. Now, they were losers last time out, trying to turn things around here in this one.
And it always helps to have a home crowd behind you, giving you encouragement as long as you give them something good to cheer about. So you know they just want to come out and play well for their faithful, and I expect them to do just that.
And A.J. going to pick up an Eagles first down as he'll get this down to the 36. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
First and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Hurts. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there, and it's 2nd down. You look at this Raiders defense. They've been pretty much a mess against the pass, number 31 in the league.
And it's really difficult to prepare for this team. This is the #1 overall passing team in the NFL, but it shouldn't be hard to get excited about playing against them. The ultimate test, going against that unit.
And that's why you and I are excited to broadcast this game.
Yes, sir.
Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really, they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at him.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
That's a big conversion there on 3rd down, and this has been a great opening drive. You know, at this point, they'd hate to settle for 3, but they've created a fresh set of downs and a 1st and goal.
They'll try and run for it with Barkley. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
Here's where we need to see some tenacity from this defense, because they've been pushed right down the field on this opening drive. They've got to find some way to push back, and that's a good first step.
And this has caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Jahan Dotson. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Eagles get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Elliott good with a PAT. And it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
looking to put a drive together. Here's Milton now to throw. Now he's going to step up and run. Throw left side, pulled in by Tucker. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up second down. To throw is Milton. To the sideline and incomplete.
Charles, already trailing by a touchdown early. This offense, how imperative is it for them to get points out of this drive?
Well, they feel like they have to go ahead and match because of what was already on the board against their defense. But I think even more so, you just want to avoid 3 and outs. You want to be able to stay on the field for a little while, let your defense catch their breath a little bit, even if you don't score any points.
That's good for a first down, his second catch of the opening drive.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
Now Milton. He's got a man. It's his tight end. That's complete. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that will bring up second down. They forget about the run to set up the pass. They're just coming out throwing.
Forget trying to set anything up. They feel like they have the advantage. They feel like they have the matchups, and they're just attacking right now.
Yep, going to the air on the opening drive. Yeah, maybe a little over pursuit there as he's able to take this down to the 25-yard line.
14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first.
Las Vegas. Let's go.
Here's Milton. That's into the hands of his tight end, Bowers. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Brock Bowers, 25 yards for the touchdown. And the Raiders respond to that opening drive touchdown with one of their own. And he continues to be a focal point of this offense. That's now 10 touchdown catches for him on the year. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
At their own 24-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now, they're just cutting them to shreds.
7-7, our score after one. Now second quarter action from Philadelphia, and it's the Eagles in possession as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Here's Hurts to throw. That's caught by the big tight end, Dallas Goedert. And that's good for a gain of 6. And it'll be second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
And the Raiders call on a nickel set here for third down.
Hey, 73.
Throwing is Hurts. And this pass broken up. Well, the contact well-timed there, and now 4th down.
Now that's a good bounce back after giving up a touchdown on the opening drive. Just 1 first down permitted and then out. Obviously no loss of confidence with that defense, and now they get to turn it back to their offense.
On is the punter man as he boots this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And they'll get this just to the 47, 1-yard gain.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. This is 2nd and 8. Throwing is Milton. Over the middle, complete. That's Norton. And he has another first down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 38-yard line. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. So for Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. To throw, it's Milton. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Milton. That's complete. Genty out of the backfield. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And they'll use him out of the backfield, and sometimes quite a bit. They're just trying to get him touches any way they can. 4 catches a week ago, there's another one right there.
They'll try to run for it with Genty. But he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 4th down, Milton. And it's incomplete. They could not convert, and they turn it over. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And that will force a turnover on downs. Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. As we eke closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here. There he goes, left side. Down the left sideline. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith, 69 yards. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Elliott good on the extra point. And that makes the score 14-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Sheds off the tackle. And he'll be out of bounds across the 25.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've got some stuff to build on from that last drive because they moved the football, CD, and then they tried to go for it on 4th down, didn't convert, probably left a bitter taste in their mouths.
I would say so, and I think that they go in this series determined for that not to happen again. In fact, they don't even want to get to a 4th down opportunity. They just want to make sure they get it done within the parameters that they've set for themselves. Run their offense, get it into the end zone. Yeah, I think a little bit of determination and a dash of anger. Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Here's 2nd and 8. He's going to sling this deep downfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Back to throw again. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
And I think they'd be well served to take that type of a physical approach against him the rest of the game. He's had his way so far, but on that last one, that worked quite well for the defense.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. This will be spotted just shy of midfield, a 59-yard attempt. The kick by Carlson is good, and they'll cut the lead back down to 4 now at 14-10. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal, you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And just inside of a minute left, Charles. They got a pretty long field ahead of them. I'm curious to see how they play this, but you would think definitely enough time to at least try to get 3 out of this.
Yeah, you want to move with a nice sense of pace. You want to up the tempo a little bit, but you have to do it with some poise as well. You don't want to go so fast that you hurry yourself into mistakes. There's enough time to put points on the board if they do it right.
And even though they have the lead, you know that they would love to extend this lead before heading to the locker room. Now it's 2nd and 10. Barkley inside handoff. And to the 36-yard line, taken down there after getting 8 yards. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Hurts sets up to throw it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Go Silver, ready? Good. Set. Hey, easy, 63. All right, Tiger Hornet. Kyle left, Yeti.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. That is caught. It's the tight end Goddard. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
A very nice job right there, working the middle of the field, able to create some separation and then utilize it to not just make the catch, but turn upfield once he got the ball in his hands.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Great. Hey, 73, 7. Hey, let's go. Crowd left, Yeti.
He'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. Down to 15 seconds now.
That's an excellent play by the defender. He diagnosed that one, closed quickly, and helped force the incompletion.
2nd and 10.
Great.
Here's a quick throw caught by Smith. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5. Play action. Here's Hurts. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. Devontae Smith in the final seconds of the first half. And the Eagles would extend their lead here just before halftime. So timing up for a kickoff here. 5 seconds remaining in this first half. And that one going to hop into the end zone, and it'll come out to the 20. Likely time for one final snap as they start out 1st and 10. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he's going to lose yardage. Not that it matters as the final seconds tick away. The Raiders are going to have it first, and they trail here as we get back to it in this third quarter of action. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
Take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start calling back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
Here's 2nd and 10.
60 Maverick. 60 Maverick. Here we go.
Operating from the gun, Milton. This is caught by Tucker. And they work this well upfield across the 45. 23 yards the pickup there.
Las Vegas, first down. It's a gain of 23 yards.
Abanikanda on 1st and 10. And a good push there defensively as they stop him at the 48. Gain of just 1.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46.
I know sometimes we can get fooled when we watch him make catches as we just saw him do there because he really looks like a wide receiver the way he goes about his business.
Yeah, 230, 240 range.
Yeah, not super huge. Maybe not counted on to be that inline point-of-attack blocker that we used to have in the good old days. But you can flex him out. You can run wide receiver routes with him. You can make him a primary target, and that's how he'll shred a defense.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on 4th down. Operating from the gun, Milton over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Hurts and the Eagles come up here 1st and 10 at their own 44. They'll drop it off with Saquon Barkley. And good vision there as he's across midfield and down to the 45-yard line. A drive starting with a 1st down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First down.
Great.
1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They're going to look to throw. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. Pushing his way through. And he'll take this all the way down inside the 40. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, third quarter, but that, not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now, if these guys can turn this turnover into points, this could start getting a little more interesting.
2nd and 10 now, third quarter action from Philadelphia, PA. Operating from the gun, Milton. And that almost their first INT of the ballgame. Had his sights on it, and he couldn't seal the deal.
But when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
He's going to go up top again. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. Trey Tucker, 38 yards. And the Raiders take the interception on defense and convert it into 6 points. Now the Raider offense will stay out there as they'll line up to go for 2.
The Raiders will line up for the 2-point conversion.
They'll look to throw. And the pressure gets there, and he goes down. So he couldn't get rid of the football, and that deficit stays right where it is. A 5-point game now as here comes the kickoff. Now a crease here as he's past the 30. And great field position coming up as he gets this just shy of the 45, out of bounds at the 44.
Any return that gets you to midfield is a great return. 1 first down, and you're almost in field goal position.
Already at the line, this Philly offense set to go. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. Malcolm Kuntz in there to bury him for a loss of 11.
Well, certainly going to be a lot tougher adding a touchdown to that lead now since they're facing 2nd and 20+. Big-time sack to start the drive and put the opponent way back. Let's see what kind of play call they come up with here.
Hey, easy, 63, 180, 180.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Hurts. This one goes out wide for Barkley. They'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds.
And that was yardage that they needed there after the sack on 1st down. They didn't get all of it back, but now they look at 3rd down as a manageable situation, one that they have a much better chance of picking up.
Hurts. Right to the right sideline, and it falls incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away, but the bottom line is that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
Now the offense is not leaving the field. They're going to stay out and go for it on 4th and 3. Now back to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. 27 yards, a big play there on 4th. Both sides were holding their breath there on that 4th down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the 1st down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I'll tell you what, this defense hasn't played its best, but they're still right in this football game. If they keep making plays just like that, they're going to give their offense a chance.
Maybe just a slight detour on what's been a strong drive. Here's 2nd and 11. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And he whips that one incomplete there. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And he is not going to get to the marker as they stop him short at the 14. The screen does get him 9, but it also brings up a 4th down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on 3rd and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the 1st down.
And no field goal try here from the red zone offense out there. They'll go for it on 4th.
Carl left Yanni. Carl left Yanni. Carl left Yanni.
Back to throw here. That is caught. And the Eagles are going to have first and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Not only is a slant route really difficult to cover, it's a real staple play for an offense on a 4th down because it's a quick-hitting play. Get the ball in the hands of the quarterback right to the receiver.
And the receiver has to be ready because that thing's coming on a rope.
And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11.
And welcome back. We are in the city of brotherly love, Philadelphia. It's the Eagles in possession of the football and leading this one as we get ready to start the final quarter. So they get pushed back to the 11, and here's 2nd and goal.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts.
And that's going to be caught for an Eagles touchdown. A.J. Brown, an 11-yard touchdown.
And the Eagles look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage.
Raiders 16. Jake Elliott.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Raiders take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. And the script really is flipped for them. The momentum on the other sideline, and now they have to try and battle back from a 2-score deficit.
And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Opted to run for it. The decision of Goodwin picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble.
Here's Milton.
Going for the deep ball. And that's going to be too high. Out of bounds and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Now Milton. Got his man. It's Thornton. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead.
A 3-yard pickup. And it's 3rd down.
To throw is Milton. He's got his target. That's complete. Down to the 10.
And did he get in? No. Down at the 1-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And the Las Vegas 1st down. 1st and goal Raiders.
Now they'll audible to something else. Here's Milton now to throw.
Touchdown!
Israel Abanikanda taking it in. And the Raiders have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this 4th quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Eagles take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Their lead back down to 1 score after the touchdown a moment ago. 1st down's a must on this drive as they start out here 1st and 10. 46 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
And what a tough spot for this defense because they know it's coming, but they're just powerless to stop it. What a great run there to start the drive. And you can bet there'll be more where that came from as they try to ice this game away.
Throwing is Hurts. Going to be caught downfield by Dotson.
Touchdown, Philadelphia!
Jahan Dotson
with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Eagles use the big play to extend their fourth quarter lead.
Elliott good on the extra point, and it gives his guys a 12-point advantage. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
For Philadelphia.
And he won't quite make it to the 25.
Robinson on the return. The Raiders take over first.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And you figure after giving up that last touchdown, they trail by 2 scores here in the fourth quarter. This drive becomes very critical.
Give him a couple on the scramble. It's second down.
Brandon, once that one broke down, there were only so many options left for him to take. Fortunately, only first down, so he smartly got the yardage he could get and didn't worry about trying to turn into a bigger play and end up taking a bigger loss. Here, they hope they can regroup and get something different going here on second down.
And that almost their first INT of the ball game. Had his sights on it, but he couldn't seal the deal.
And this offense on third down today, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack.
Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. Got to avoid the flags defensively. Here's 4th and long.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw.
Pass right side caught by Thornton.
And he's not able to get away. He is stopped well short of a first down. They'll try the right side here. Barkley. And he's brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up second down. And now with timeout taken here defensively with 2:07 remaining. So they'll also have the stop coming up at the 2-minute warning.
Here's Hurts to throw.
He's got Dallas Goedert, his tight end, over the middle.
And Goddard going to have an Eagles first down as he's down to the 12.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
5 points of contact necessary at this stage as they'll run on first down.
And now we'll see a timeout used on defense as they stop it right out of the break with 1:57 to go in the ball game.
At the 11-yard line.
Another run on second down, trying to cover up. And a nice job to break free of 1 tackle, but it slowed his momentum somewhat, and he's taken down right after.
A gain of 2.
Now the Raiders going to burn their third and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia.
Jalen Hurts, an 8-yard touchdown run. And the Eagles tack on another score as they have dominated this fourth quarter.
42. Raiders 23.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away.
And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out because now it's not a total loss because, as you said, they've scored some points, and there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
First down, Raiders.
Throwing is Milton. On the RPO, he'll keep it himself.
And he'll just get rid of it. What we just saw there, that's really been a common theme all afternoon.
A lot of pressure. That forced the errant pass. He's been under duress this entire afternoon. He just had to unload that one. He's fortunate it was just incomplete and not intercepted.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Here we go. Move it, 19. Ready.
Milton.
And that is incomplete.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tied game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions.
To throw, it's Milton. Oh, he's going to let this go for the end zone.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
The decision made for them. They've got to go. It's 4th down.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
That is incomplete.
They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Eagles defense able to hold.
Is a turnover on down.
The Eagles in the victory formation as they take a knee.
So it's the Eagles who get the win here. And the guy who really led the way